Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. So welcome back to another budget update video, and this is going to be for our week 2 expenses. This is actually a third week, but the first week of January was not a full week. So we do have expenses on the 5th week, which is what I do if I don't have a full first week. So I actually have expenses on the week 5, week 1, and now I'm going to overview the expenses for week number 2, or the first full week of January. So let me share with you some deposits that I was able to get. So I got a kid's deposit on Thursday, and that deposit was $500. So if you'll remember, I received a kid's deposit for $300 at the very beginning of the month. So we are still playing catch up for a couple of months. That's why that is such a large number. It normally would not be like that. So for right now, that takes my kids' deposits to $800. So my actual payroll deposit was $2,903.40. And I was unsure about why that number was different from the month before. And I realized that I had to take a personal day. I had to be off one day from work, and they charge you $50 if you take a personal day. If you take a sick day, they don't charge you for a sick day, but a personal day, they will. And so I have tried to be very upfront and truthful with my employer. If I am sick, I will take a sick day. Like yesterday, Jackson was sick, and I did stay home with him. And I was not feeling the best, so Mom took a sick day. But I just had some personal business that I needed to attend to that one day, so I took a personal day. It did cost me $50 to pay for my sub, but that's why my paycheck was different. So I'm accounting for the $800 here, or the $500 deposit plus the $300 that we got at like maybe the first week of the month. And then I received a $25 blessing, which I put in here. I had already received, I had funds transferred $60 from my emergency fund to pay for my licensure. And then I received $25 as a blessing. So all in total, I have $3,788.40 to account for. So let me take you to the week 2 expenses. So in this living or housing expenses, I did not have any expenses to be paid there. Moving down into regular payments. So I went ahead and made a student loan payment of $22.50 on Tuesday. And then I made another student loan payment of $100 on Thursday. So all in total for my regular payments, $122.50. Moving down further, I didn't have any grocery or restaurant or any food expenses this week. I just used all cash for my groceries. Yay me, because sometimes I do have a little randomness here in the grocery department. And because I allotted myself a few extra dollars, I was able to pay in cash. So I didn't have any food expenses here. Moving down for personal expenses, I did not have any personal expenses. I did need to get Jackson a prescription this week, but I was able to use my benefits card, which is like a prepaid debit card that they take money out of our paycheck every month, and it front loads. So I have $750 taken out of my paycheck every year to front load onto that card, and I can pay for doctor's visits, which I did pay for a doctor's visit for Jackson and medication for him this week. And even though they front load me on that debit card, they still take out $75 every month for 10 months to make up for the $750. So no personal expenses there. For transportation, I did have to get gas on Monday, so I went ahead and got gas after church for $30.01. So my gas. Okay, so then in my miscellaneous category, which I really hate that name, I'm going to figure out how to change that. I know I can change it some kind of way, and I'm going to figure it out. I did tithe and offering. I paid $2.50 off of that $25 gift. And then I did $75 on Thursday. Now, the reason I did $75 is normally that would have just been $50 off of the $500, but I had $25 of cash that I needed to put in church that I actually forgot. It was stuck in a different compartment. So instead of having to go to the bank to get the $50 out, I just did 75, and then I just kept the 25 in cash that I used for the extra groceries that I got this week. So it just helped me from having to go to the bank, and I just kept that cash. So I just made up for it here because I didn't want to make another trip. And then down here on line 61 where it says emergency fund funds transfer, 171. So I put back into my emergency fund the monies that I was had to take out. So I took out $60 for my licensure. So I put 60 back, and that left 111. So that's why that 171 is there. So if I take us back to my main sheet, that leaves me with a balance of $143.64. Now, this is not money to spend. I'm leaving this here because I ended up having an emergency yesterday with the kitchen light where I needed to go and replace the 2 lights in the kitchen. And so I needed to have money for that. I actually had some cash on hand. So that was $8 and some change. So what I'm going to do is zero out my checking account. So on January 30th, I'll see how much money is left, and I'll allocate that amount of money to go into the debt snowball and then my deposit. Okay, you guys, so what I was saying is I actually had to leave and come back to finish this video. So I'm going to zero out my checking account. So I get paid the last working day of the month, which is January 31st. So January 30th, because I don't have any more bills coming out, everything is taken care of and squared away, I'll know how much actual funds I have left over. And then whatever funds those are, I'm going to roll those into my debt snowball. So right now, it looks like I have $143.64. Of course, I still have to do gas one more time. So that'll probably be it'll be a little bit over $100. If I don't have to spend any more out of that, then whatever's left out of that, you know, a little bit over 100, then I'll take that and I'll roll that into my student loan payment. So that's the budget as far as what we spent for this week. So to date, looking back, I have to allocate for $3,788.40. I have paid my mortgage at $909.95. $219.73 was my heating and air. $57.13 was my water bill. $109 was my cell phone. $70.99 was my internet. So far to date, my student loan was $156.10 is my minimum payment. I have paid $478.60, and I'm looking to add in more to that. My Amazon Prime is $13.02. I paid $13.12. That probably should be a 12. I shouldn't be off, but I probably just wrote it wrong. But $13.12. And let me tell you about Amazon. Well, I'll tell you in a sec. Okay, so my PureFlix is $7.99. That's the Christian version of Netflix. My Health Wage Gym is $25. Taekwondo this month is $3.25. My CCRDU, which is my college, is $50, and I've paid $50. I'm actually probably going to end up paying $100 to this, and that's just because the way that the payments are falling now. They used to fall on the 1st of the month. Now they're falling on the 15th. But I didn't pay this month until the 1st. So in order to get me current to the new pay scale, I'll need to pay an additional $50 because that pay cycle came out today, but then I'll be current until the next time that it comes around again. So I'm going to probably have to make a payment here just to get me current on that, but it's just the way the pay cycle, the billing cycle, not pay cycle, the billing cycle dropped this time. for groceries, and I'm so proud of this. It's $266.74, and I'm only $13.12 over on groceries, which is praise the Lord, hallelujah, Jesus, thank you. As far as personal care, we haven't had any, but for mom, I had miscellaneous expenses of $106. My licensure was $60, and then to pay for the processing fee for my passport was $46, so that makes $106. Gracie, we did hers at $60, and then I had to pay for my post office rental at $35. Gas so far, I paid $92.01. My license I had to get renewed was $40. So if I look at it like this, I would have had another $40, $35 plus the $106. If I hadn't paid those expenses, I would have been able to put another $180 some odd dollars towards my student loan. But because I had those expenses, I didn't. But next month, I won't have this, I won't have that, and I won't have this. So that can funnel into the student loan. Tithe and offering so far is $607.50. And then I have not paid that ministry membership partnership yet. I'm thinking about some things, whether I'm going to continue with this ministry or do something different. So right now that is not paid. And then I have repaid my emergency fund, the $171 that I needed to pay to get back to $1,000. So far I have allocated for $3,644.76, which leaves me with a balance in my checking account of $143.64, which I do plan to roll into my snowball at the end of the month. It's just sitting there right now in case something comes up during the month that I need cash for. So I'm leaving it that way, but that is the zero-based budget for, or weekly update for week number 2. Okay, you guys, so that was the budget update for the week. And so a couple of things have happened that are going to alter my budget slightly, just a little bit. So normally I don't go into the front office very often, just because I'm doing my thing in my classroom and I have other stuff that I'm trying to get done. I'm trying to multitask and do a few things at a time normally during my planning period. And I have third period planning, so it's between 11 and 1 o'clock where I am doing my planning in my room. But this week I have lunch duty, so I have to go to the cafeteria and watch the lines. And doing that today, I needed to run by the restroom. And so there's one in the office. So I said, well, let me just check my mailbox, because I was out yesterday with Jackson. So y'all, can I just tell you that God is so good? If anybody doubts the goodness of God, I am a living, breathing, walking miracle when it comes to how God takes care of us financially, if that makes any sense. Other ways as well, but he has so blessed me in the finance department, and I'm thankful. So I look in my mailbox and I see a thing. I think I got to fill out an absentee form, because I didn't fill it out. You always fill it out when you come back. I put it into the system that I was going to be absent. I had a sub. Everything was great. And there was an envelope in my mailbox. Now, I knew that I was getting a supplement in January. And I felt like by the time I got the supplement, by the time they took out taxes, I'd probably have about $1,800 left. And I had planned to take at least $1,000 of that, because I'm going to tithe off of it. And I thought, well, maybe I have a few little things that the kids might need or whatever. But I was going to take at least $1,000 and chunk it towards my debt. Y'all, when I went and opened up my envelope, because I'm thinking, what is, first of all, I'm like, well, what is this? It's from, HR or finance is where it's from. And I'm like, what is this? I open up the envelope and it says, on January 31st, you would be paid out $3,175 for your bonus. I have almost maxed out my bonus. Max you can get is $3,500, and I worked hard. I worked hard and diligently to get my students where they needed to be. And so by the time taxes come out and I tithe, I should be able to pay $2,500 or more towards my debt. And right now my debt stands at $5,500. So $5,500 is what I owe left on my student loan. So if I could chunk that puppy that hard is going to be amazing. And I get a supplement in April. So, you know, that's just February, March, and then in April, I'll be able to take a chunk to that. If I get any YouTube money between then and April, I'm chunking that. And then if I get any income tax money back, normally I have to pay the state back, but normally I get a little bit back from federal chunk. So I am prayerful to be done with this debt by June. June 2019 is my pay it off deadline date, or, you know, I'm looking at that. Y'all can see it. The light is at the end of the tunnel. In addition to that, me and my little, because I didn't know, like, I don't calculate up, you know, it is what it is. I don't even think about it like that. But I was so thankful to see that, to know that I almost maxed out. I've never maxed out before, and I was so thankful. So, in addition to that, a friend of mine, God love her entire life, and I don't know why she loves me the way she does, but she just loves me so very much, and she's just a beautiful individual. And mind you, I don't ask her for things. It's just not our relationship. It is just, I enjoy her company. She enjoys my company. She enjoys the kids. We just, you know, sit around and have a good time. So she called me today and she said, hey, I want you to help me order something. I do a lot of her ordering online. Ordered something online for her because she's not, you know, very comfortable ordering things. So I have an Amazon thing. So I said, well, I'll order it for you and I'll pay for it with I'll pay for it, no problem. Well, she said, Shakema, I'm worried about you having to pay for that. I know your finances are a little bit tight right now. I said, well, don't worry. You know, I got a deposit from Dad this week, so we're good until you can, you know, it's fine. So it was only like $31. So she said, well, I'm coming over today and I'll bring you the $31. And she says, well, by the way, tell me how much it is for your annual renewal on your Amazon Prime, because I'm paying that as well. So where I have been paying the $13.12 per month, she is taking care of my annual subscription from Amazon, and they're going to send me just a small little refund because I would be over my subscription for the year, and that is simply amazing. I know students get a discount. I wish teachers got a discount as well, but we don't. I was happy to, you know, order those things for her, and because I can change the shipping address, I just have things shipped right to her house that she wants. It helps us from having to meet together and, you know, take care of a drop off of a thing. So it just works out so well for us. But you guys, this is just great news for me. It's great news for the fact that my kids and I very, very soon will be out of debt. And then I do have a couple of things I want to do. The first thing is I want to get a camera. Well, I need a laptop. So I want to do a laptop that I can do all of my stuff on, because right now I have to transfer videos from my laptop, and then I have to use Jackson's laptop to do the editing, and sometimes he needs to do school and all that. So I'm working with a couple of different laptops here. They work just fine, but I'd like one, and then I'd like a camera, actual camera. So that is going to be another thing that I'm going to save for, and then I would really like to start saving for the van. So anyway, that's a whole nother video, but I just wanted to share those kind of things with you to be looking for in the next couple of months to make sure that Shakema is on this thing. We getting gazelle intense, and it's about to be we done with this whole situation. You guys, I am so stoked and ecstatic, just so excited, ecstatic about all of it. It's great. And then there's another video that's going to be coming out really soon, because I have some exciting news to share with you about some things that are coming up in February. So be looking for that. Thank you guys so much for stopping by for this budget update. If you have questions, please leave me a comment down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Just says, hey, we liked your video. If you're new around here, hit the red subscribe button. We'd love to keep you as a part of our YouTube community. Also, hit that little bell. That way you never miss an upload from us. Thank you again so much for stopping by. We hope that you are doing well on your Dave Ramsey zero-based budget journey. And until the next budget update, bye now.